she doing all my drugs, young ballin' in the club like lil' mama in my eyesight. She go home with me tonight, we connect like Wi-Fi, yeah, on the table.
What up, YouTube? It's AP Titan back at it again with the one and only the black deck profile. Um, I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'll talk through it when I get in. Let's just hop into it. So first we have for the Digitime we have four Guruman. On my turn, if this Digimon has Reboot, the Digimon that gets the effect gets 1,000 DP. We also have Sumamon. Sumamon to me, of course, I play one. He's not the strongest. He's not the stronger Digitama. This one, if you have a Digimon with the same name as this Digimon gets 2,000 DP. I just needed a fifth name, to be honest with you. So we can get on to the first piece to my deck. Toyagu, okay? My deck kind of revolves around Toyagu, in a sense that he has the inheritable effect of giving the next Digimon Reboot. Um, and I'll go more into that as I keep talking about it. So now we have our second level 3. My second level 3 is Gatsuman, and he has blocker, okay? Um, I did 8 blockers in this build, and I think this is a pretty strong build, seeming that blockers are extremely powerful, and playing 8, especially a level 3 blocker, is pretty huge. So I do play the Guruman. Um, DP wise, he's the next best thing. But other than that, he's just a regular, and he's also a 2-drop, which can be useful sometimes. Trying to lower my memory cost with this deck. The lowest memory cost seems to be pretty effective. So this is a Black Greymon, okay? So this is just Greymon, but for the black deck. 2 from level 3, pretty cheap. Um, his inheritable effect, if this Digimon has Reboot, it gets jamming. So then that ties in the Toyagumon, because Toyagumon gives whatever Digimon Reboot, but now this is going to give it jamming as well. And jamming is when it destroys I'm sorry. Jamming is when it can't be destroyed by battle by lose my train of thought, by a security Digimon. So that's pretty useful as well. And then we got Guardramon. Guardramon can't attack, but he has a 7,000 DP blocker, and it's only a 2-drop from level 3. And he's a 5-drop from hand, but Guardramon's insane, I think. Just being with a 7,000 DP blocker, like, you don't need him to attack. You just need him as a blocker. That's why I play 8 blockers. I think blockers, I'll talk about blockers all day. Numamon. Now this is where it gets kind of fucking weird. Numamon, yeah, he's a 4-star, but he's 3,000 DP. I'm sorry, he's level 4 but 3,000 DP. But he only costs 1 to evolve, to Digivolve into, and he's a 3-drop from hand. He's super cheap, cost effective. Level 1 from level 3, that's pretty nuts. I only play 2 of them because he's not, of course, effective as these two. But if you see him, I don't think you can complain. That's it for the level 4s. For the level 5s, we have Metal Gray. Okay, Metal Gray has Reboot, so if Greymon's under him, he'll get jamming, which is pretty nice. And then also his inheritable effect, if this Digimon has Reboot, he gets a security attack +1. Um, that's why my Machine Drum is the heart of soul in my deck, because of cards like Toyagumon and Greymon and Metal Greymon. Going under Machine Drum is disgusting, but also under a War Greymon is pretty legit too. We also have Megadramon. Megadramon, why I played him, he's a 5-star with 9,000 DP, which is pretty hefty. Of course, he doesn't have any effects or any inheritable effects, so that's where he's kind of lackluster. But giving him Reboot is pretty good. Um, so just giving him things like Reboot, and then also getting the extra 1,000 DP. Of course, if you give him Reboot, it's pretty nuts too. So little things like that. You're giving everything Reboot, so like, see how it's all tying together. Like your goal is to get everything Reboot, and then get them 1,000 DPs, and then it'll just be rebooting on your opponent's turn. Um, so then we have the heart and soul of the deck, which is Machine Dramon. Okay, so I built this deck around Machine Dramon because I honestly feel like the black archetype really supports Machine Dramon in the best way. So Machine Dramon is a level 6, 4 from 5, 11,000 DP blocker. When he's played, 2 of your Digimon Digivolve 2. Okay, so Digivolve isn't taking away Digievolution sources. Digivolve is the top 2 sources, like the top Digimon and then the one under it. And then that's what it is. And then if a Digimon becomes over 3 or a Digimon has no more Digimon sources, you may not continue discarding. So if they only have 2 Digimon sources, you just don't delete the Digimon. That'd be busted. But so the difference with him is it is when he's played, but it's not when he's Digivolved. Okay, so you can't just like go straight into a fucking Machinedramon with all these fucking different things and then just fucking Digivolve too. But why I play 4 of them is because I have the option of him to being Digivolved into, or I have the option of him being dropped. And then yeah, well, so that's it with him. And the War Gray, you have to play the War Gray, I think, just because everything fits so well into War Gray that why not? And these 2 are blockers, which is huge. Like you play 4 blockers in this deck, 8 practical ones, but you play all together. You play 14 blockers, which is a shit ton. It might even be excessive, but I love it because if you play 14 blockers, then some of these cards down here become super live. So we have Millennium on. I'm playing a black deck. You have to play Millennium on, you know? And Millennium On's crazy. If you don't know, Millennium Non does 15 drop from hand, but when he's Digivolve into from a level 6, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. That digital sources are discarded. If this Digimon has any digital sources when it's destroyed, you bring it back without paying costs. So that's just huge. And then you can give them Reboot, you know? It's just little things like that. So now we have Tai. And that's all for my Digimon. Excuse me. Now we have Tai. Tai comma. Start of your turn if your memory is 2 or less becomes 3. Pretty standard. During your opponent's turn, all of your black Digimon get 1,000 DP. Security play without playing cost. So now you're just bringing up that DP threshold, and then you're making Guardramon an 8,000 blocker. You know, that should get you through the mid game easily. You know. And then also, so now that I only play 1 Tai because I think he's the only tamer actually, and he's pretty solid. And your options kind of carry you. You want to have a lot of security cards so you can start catching security effects. One of your Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP into the end of this turn. That just makes everybody, you know what I'm saying, bigger than what they need to be when you start getting to your Mega Dramon and your Machinedramon, your War Greymon. And then security effect, one of your Digimon blocker becomes active. So if this gets hit, you activate one of your blocker Digimon and then you can block again. It's only 1 drop for black. It's pretty strong. That 3,000 DP bonus can get you over a lot of things. So now we have a Spider Shooter. Cost 3 black, main, one of your Digimon, opponent's Digimon, Digivolve 1. Okay, so that's where things become a little bit easier for you because for the most part, most of my cards are weak. That's why I'm playing this, and that's why I'm playing like very high ones, level 5s like this, because the reason why it's okay, because if you're consistently digivolving your opponent's Digimon, they're not going to get a chance to get that much stronger than you. So that's kind of like where the reasoning is. Like the difference between like a Machinedramon 11,000 DP and then like a level 5 Metal Greymon is 4,000 DP. That's huge because now on my opponent's turn I can block that with a Guardramon, you know. So that's why the digivolving is like it's pretty useful, to be honest. So that's why I play 3 of them, because this is probably like the more strong option card that this deck plays besides this, but it's a 6 drop, so of course this is like the more practical one to play. But yeah, so now we have Atomic Ray. So I'm playing 3 black Atomic Ray, 2 copies. Why I think that's pretty good is because one of your Digimon blocker become active. It essentially becomes like a second attack. That's essentially just what it becomes. Just really just a second attack. Gatsuman, right? Guardramon, Greymon, you know. I'm sorry. Gatsuman, Guardramon, War Gray, and Machinedramon. Mid to late game, you're just like swinging with like a War Gray, and then you just Atomic Ray it, and then it comes back. And then you can do, there's another thing you can do. Oh yeah, if this is Mon's Reboot, security attack +1. And this gives out Reboot, so now like if this is under one of these 2, then you can just security check more. It's pretty ridiculous. That's why I played Atomic Ray. And then you have to play Giga Cannon. Giga Cannon, 6 drop for black. I play 2 copies. One of your opponents is my Digivolve 4. So that puts it back at the base form. And there's nothing they can do about that. Of course, level 3 because you can't put a level 2 on board. But I think Giga Cannon is nuts. So I think my win condition, if I were to explain um, my win condition is to kind of level out the playing field. So yes, my Digimon aren't as strong as yours, but if I'm de-digivolving you, if I'm playing my blockers right, and if I'm playing my lightning blades right, and then I have Tai on board, I'm evening out. So your evolved Digimon might be stronger than mine, but if I'm de-digivolving properly and I'm blocking the correct attacks and I'm getting rid of your Digimon at the right time, then and I'm consistently, I have 3 ways to de-digivolve, and then I have 1 way to just drop off a Digimon, that I'm evening out the playing field and hopefully gaining enough advantage while I'm doing it to just shut you out, because this deck is inherently defensive. So 2 main things: I'm stopping you from digivolving, I'm getting rid of your Digimon, and then I'm blocking your attacks. So you're not touching my security, but I just keep digivolving you, and then while I'm doing that, I'm digivolving. So I'm bringing out my Ward Gray, my Millennium, my Machine Dramon, even my Metal Gray, my Mega Dramon, that it's going to get overwhelming to the point where you feel like you've been playing this whole time, but you have nothing on the field because I'm consistently destroying your Digimon, or I'm blocking with a Machine Dramon, like a Machine Dramon with Tai, and then where's the one that gains 1,000? Karupi, that's 13,000. That's not an easy thing to get over unless you have like options or something. Um, so just keep that in mind. And with Reboot, these ones hopefully having Reboot at that point, I block or I swing on my turn and I still can block on their turn, which is completely huge. That's why I think the Reboot blocker combo is probably one of the strongest combos in the deck. Um, so there's another notable mention Digimon that I guess we can talk about. And it is Andromon. Okay, so Andromon is a level 5, but he's a level 5 blocker. If you wanted to add another blocker, you can. Like, there's no reason for not doing it. I feel like I would have overkilled it with the blockers, and I needed Megadramon for the higher DP, just so I have some kind of mid game threat with my level 5s. Um, and then also High Antromon's cool too. He's 12,000 to only 2 from 5, but he's a level 6, so keep that in mind. But he'll get things like Reboot and stuff like that, but he doesn't have blocker, which is kind of like a, it's kind of like a bleh. But anyway, this is my black deck. Sorry for talking so long. I really hope you guys take a liking to it. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Tell me any improvements, any adjustments you think I can make. Other than that, peace.